Hello there, Cancer. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week starting March 28th through April the 3rd. We are looking at one card per day to get the idea of the highlights or the themes of the days as we move through them. Of course, I want to remind you guys this is just a collective reading, which means that not every single Cancer is going to have every single thing I say occur for them. If you would like to have a reading where everything I say would be focused on just your energy instead of all the Cancers watching this video, then you can always book a private reading with me. You can find out how to do that and get all my contact information at my website, amista.info, I-N-F-O. People sometimes try to make that amista.info.com. It's not what it is, or amista.com. It's not what it is. It's amista.info. All right, so let's start with your weekend Cancers because we have your cards down. We have the Nine of Swords showing up for Saturday. Very good card. This just says something that was stressing you out and giving you maybe even a hard time sleeping. What we see here is that you're finally relaxing about this, which means you have either done some self work to let go of all of this stress around this situation, which probably is pretty much out of your control anyway, or something has shifted in that situation so that you're no longer stressed out. Looking at Sunday, Seven of Wands coming up in reverse. This just means you're letting your guard down a little bit around something. There's something going on where you're opening yourself up emotionally a little bit more than usual to somebody, a little bit more than you usually do, especially to this particular person is what I'm hearing. Now, let's look at the week. We're going to show the cards really quickly for each weekday, and then we'll come back and talk about them. Monday, we have the Eight of Swords showing up. Tuesday, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Wednesday, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Thursday, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. And Friday, we have the Tower in reverse, which this is one of my favorite reversals, actually. So just because we have reversals doesn't mean that everything's all bad. At least not on my channel. Some readers read that way. I do not, so we're not going to stress out about reversals here, all right? Now, let's start with Monday. Monday, we have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords, Cancers, just means that you are thinking about something and second guessing yourself, thinking in circles, having a hard time coming to a conclusion about something. Best advice here is to explain the situation to somebody who's neutral, that's not involved in the situation, and see what their response is. Because, right now you can't see the forest for the trees, but they can see the forest. So hearing their response is going to help you to see how you can move forward in a way that's productive and healthy rather than keeping you stuck with the second guessing and the circular thinking. Tuesday. By the way, we all do circular thinking sometimes, so don't think I'm judging you, because I have been there a bunch of times. All right, Tuesday, King of Pentacles showing up in reverse. There's somebody here that is a little bit broken, is what I'm hearing. Sometimes I say maybe this person is broke financially, but I'm hearing in this case they're a little bit broken, as in 2 and 2 doesn't always make 4 for them anymore, is what I'm hearing. So this may be somebody who is getting a little bit older, or somebody who dealt with some kind of trauma that, things just are not completely making sense for them the way that they would make sense for the rest of us. All right, so we see you interacting with somebody like that. That could be a parent that you're taking care of, or it could be if you work around people that are having issues like that. That could be a particular person that you're interacting with today, Tuesday. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be a parent or somebody that you work with or work around. It could be somebody completely brand new showing up in your life. Either way, just kind of keep in mind 2 and 2 is not necessarily making 4 for them. So what might seem pretty plain and pretty basic and easy to understand to you probably isn't for this person. And I usually when this person shows up, it's not always easy to spot that 2 and 2 isn't making 4 for them, because a lot of times their functioning is fine on a lot of different topics. It's usually just 1 or 2 topics that they're a little bit off on. All right, so let's move on to Wednesday. I think we've dissected Tuesday enough. Wednesday, you have the Knight of Wands showing up in reverse. This just tells me that you're trying to schedule something with somebody who is really not feeling like being pinned to a particular schedule. They're not wanting to commit. Okay, so you get to handle that however you want to handle that. Usually with these people, I say the best way to get them to do something with you is to call them 10 or 20 minutes before you're leaving the house. I'm going to go do such and such. Do you want to come with me, or do you want to meet me there? Whatever. I kind of get the feeling that you don't want to wait until the last minute to reach out to them. And so, like I said, you get to do whatever you want to do about this situation. I feel like some of you are going to get really impatient and just say, forget it. Let's see. Let's look at Thursday. 6 of Wands showing up in reverse. This is not exactly my favorite reversal. This one just says that you're doing something that benefits not only yourself, but also other people as well. But the other people don't really notice it, or they don't really appreciate it. Maybe they take it for granted. That could be happening here. And you could really be feeling it Thursday. And for some of you, this is going to be your kids. They're used to parents just doing everything all the time, and they don't always recognize that sometimes that takes a little bit from a parent to do that. So could be your kids. I'm not saying that's what it is for all of you, but I know for at least some of you, it is going to be your kids. I would say at least 40% of you, it's going to be kids or grandkids. So Friday, this is the one that I've been looking forward to. Tower coming up in reverse. This just tells me that you had something happen in the past that kind of shook you up. It made you feel like there was something that was now less stable in your world than what it had been. With this tower coming up in reverse on Friday, this just means you're finding something to replace that thing that disappeared that actually brings more stability, more security. It's actually a better option than what you had before. So we really like that you're upgrading on something that was suddenly and unexpectedly removed from your life that used to make you feel secure. Now you've got something better there. Okay. So like say that before this week started, you lost, maybe you lost one of your jobs, or a job, your job, if you only have one, and that impacted your sense of stability or security. Then this would mean by Friday, you've got another job lined up, and actually there's more upward momentum, there's more pay, there's just more to like about this new job. And so it doesn't have to be a job that got shook up, but whatever it was, like if you accidentally ran over your phone, this could be, that now you're getting a phone, and maybe your other one was really old. This one's upgraded, and so it's much better than the old one. So anything that got basically shook up unexpectedly, no longer was usable in your life, this is talking about finding the upgrade and moving forward. Okay, so that's what we have for your week, Cancers. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. Those of you who want to have a reading, a Reiki session, mentoring session, etc. with me, feel free to use my contact information at my website. Everybody else, I will see you all here on the next video. I hope you have a fantastic week. Peace out.